Welcome everyone, thanks for tuning in. Today's little productivity tip is going to be about Milanote. It's a little app, website, depends how you use it, which I think is fantastic. So you can either use it as a single user, and you can have up to, I think, about 100 notes without having to pay for anything, which could be more than enough for anyone who just wants to organise what they're doing on their shoots. That could be fine. All the way to pay plans and teams and etc as it expands. And there's loads of discount codes out there as well, so if you're going to pay for it, look for them first, because you might save yourself a pretty penny. Why would you use this? What is it for? It is a creative's workspace. I've used Evernote, I've used mind maps, I still use mind maps, but I've used mind maps. I use Microsoft Tasks, which used to be Wunderlist or something like that. I've used Apple's Notes, I've used Apple's Reminders, and I've got all these different bits and I put notes everywhere. I use GoodNote on the iPad for sketching and taking stuff. But the one thing that I tend to lack is somewhere as a creative to put all my ideas and to have it pretty free flow, if that's the right word, free flow, yeah. So all these apps have got set ways of doing stuff. The difference with Milanote is that you pretty much create what you want. You can create your own templates. It comes with thousands, hundreds of templates, probably over-exaggerating, to do all sorts of stuff. And it's fantastic for that because you've got somewhere to start. You can see what you can and can't do. I tend to create stuff from scratch, to be fair, and create my own templates as I go along because it suits what I do. And that's the beauty of it. But the real beauty is that I can just have all the stuff on the board. So let's dive in now and let's have a little look at what this is. So if we dive in, we got our bit here. We can create a board and we can go model shoot snow. And it's going to create something. And it's created a little icon that it thinks is relevant. Whether it is or not, I think that's pretty good actually. A little bit of snow coming out of the cloud. They thought about these little things. And I can drag all sorts of stuff onto here. I can drag another board, for instance, and we're going to have video shoot car. Look at that, drops a car in, how brilliant. So we've got that into there as well. Let's go into one of these boards. Now it's an empty board, and I've got all these bits here, and let's have a look. Let's go down to photography and let's go to Photoshoot Plan. And it drops you a board in, okay? So that you can choose to keep the example content or you can just use the template. Drops everything into there. If I go to mood board, drops it in. So I can drag images into this, I can drag links into this. I've got tasks. So we can, if we've got call sheet, for instance, we've got all the stuff there. We've got the shoot schedule of the day. Photo shoot workflow, these are all the bits that we've got to do it. So let's just use this one and keep the sample content. So we've got this photo shoot here, we can tick stuff on and off. And if we've got multiple people, we can assign that to someone else on our team. They can have a look at it. They can only edit the boards that you allow them to, and the boards underneath. So it's a top hierarchy. So you can create something, only give them what they've got access to into that. So if you're a wedding photographer with several second wedding photographers, then you can just show them, for instance, the board that's relevant to their shoot that they're coming up with. So we've got all the tick sections you can tick in, and it notifies you in the notifications tab up here if someone actions that, for instance. We've got links that we can have into them. We can have previews and things onto that. We can upload files into it. You can see the images in there as well. Really, really simple to use. If I want to go back to the bit there, let's go do car shoot. Now this is for video, so let's go and have it a video template. What we're going to do, in fact, actually something to show you would be Storyboard, because this, as you can see onto here now, we've got the storyboard into there, it's laid it all out, we've got bits, we can move stuff around, so let's keep that existing content, drop that into there. We've got all these bits into here, so we can add reactions to stuff if we want to. Smiley face, yeah, we like that. And that's especially useful if you've got a team working. If you haven't, it's only for your own amusement, but whatever. So go ahead, check this out. It's free to sign up onto it. I say links below. You can then publish these as a web page so people can look at, a web page that people can edit. Now, if that is the case and you want comments on it, they do have to sign up for their own account. If you don't want anyone to sign up and you just want it so they can view it, that's fine, there's no problem with that, but they won't be able to edit or make a comment on your stuff. They might change that in the future. They're pretty clever, to be fair, in terms of picking up what users want. The iPad app, I save it to the desktop from there and it works brilliant, creates its own little app from that. There is an app for the iPhone as well, which is a totally dedicated app. I can create notes as I'm going along, suddenly think of something, drop it into that. When I get back into here, it comes into the unsorted on this right-hand side here, and I can drag it into whatever board that I want as well. I can export as PDFs. You can only do a small PDF free of charge and PNG. Paid for is for the large, high quality for print. To be fair, it wasn't needed for what we were using. It was fine as a PNG or as a PDF. And you can also drop it into a Word document, Markdown, or plain text as well, which is really, really neat. Zoom out just puts it to fills the screen for everything that's on there. And that's pretty much it. I can also do links. So we can do a link from there to there. And they link. And that links across as well. So we can have another one down to here. And we can drag another board onto that there. So you can create arrows and link stuff around. And we can drag that one down to there as well. And if we just drag that arrow onto there, everything's linked. Now if I move this around, it moves the arrows with it as well. It's a nice, easy, creative space. It's got a snap to grid function on it, so it keeps everything nice and neat. And I think you'll like it. You can drag stuff out of columns. You can put it back into a column. Drag it there, drag the whole column out. And then very easily just snap it back into place. Go and check it out. I think it will make a little bit of a difference in the way that you work. You might like it, you might not. I think it's pretty good. It's took me a while to decide to shift a lot of my work into it, but it's well worth it. And I've got rid of some of the others that I pay for. I still use mind maps. I still think that's good. There'll be another video on that at some point because that's great for brainstorming. But you know what? This can be just as good, really. You can do a mind map with this as well. Just depends how fancy you want to be. Hope you like that. If you did, subscribe, thumbs up. Really appreciate it. It keeps the channel going. It's quite nice. Look forward to seeing you on the next one.